Yeah, Baba. Yeah, Baba. It's neat.
Hello, to my family, your team. Me, I'm a fam. Wa tu kemba ni tete TV. O ira don ake o fe be ni o kwemi o fine ngbeji ni tete obobiashon aka Mr. Independent. O ira don o fine ko subscribe ko boli. But mo dey no subscribe ko ejomo ko no smo no chon. Your video no you fine but mo dey no ka wo comment section eh. In kan you no friend no na ake wo jema agbe no but mo dey ko like video am here. Ami continue yanwe ona mi chon. Ani continue yanwe. E ba ngon na wa dey ncha agbe no boli. But mo dey no ja link share mo can o contacts BFM o Facebook friends o Instagram friends o Twitter friends o Snapchat friends boli even in chon bona bi ni chon can ha me Germany o invite me ko ni ameba fita wo ko ni wo ku ya do na efe mi ni ne da kanye ba aka ye nye video ni mfie nke egbo akashi gbene Akuffo Addo'S eteni ba ha a state of the nation address can Ghana be gbene ye parliament ni nke egbo ake no fe no ni ba ya no ma fe mi ni mahani ole for God and country bona bi ni chon mani ole ni bi ni te no there are few highlights community no je ni masumoni mano na ni bi uni Ghana bi we nye kenye ba aka ye ntwa before ni abaje I mean before menene ba speech atema mi na bi Ghana bi aka miniji amesusumo miniji some of their expectations before back from speech neni Akuffo Addo'S ba hane ni onage me PL je ame sanikula mene nwe echake kukula ona bi nchon there was a lot of disappointment after ni speech at ni TV station say radio station say teni ameke me ya you no ni Ghana bi you ma femini masumoni nkiam agbene some of the highlights bona bi nchon a few flyers some of the quotes ni masumoni nke no wacho ko no no e woni Ghana bi ko mekele pangbe ke no woni Ghana bi hu ko mekele pangbe bona no mene state of the nation address na Akuffo Addo'S nojino ni wo ba yue mene ona beninchon so le before ni wo ba botemi de nche masuma twa videos ko me ma bo be le Akuffo Addo'S first bi amini e ba share parliament ni before ajeni ejikula mismo no na bi amini le e ba po parliament o fa na awakwa video Right, so bona una motorcade there you know na montone bona le ba so bien inga Kenklen first ni ejepo inga Kenklen first ni ejepo le numu eden che une ado playman ado showboy oh my goodness ado playman ado showboy right, so bi amini ebapo touch all the thing parliament before a speech no judo ni nkechomo before ni lewe baboli a vice president Dr. Bawumia ke fatalo Samiratu Bawumia amebapue yejeme mismoni nke habokoni lewu okwe ofane komo ameno. Right, so Mrs. Bawumia un ejepo Bawumia un ba e channel get yes me una me ba no video ji no ni na amount on yep.
Morning, Mr. Vice President. May I have your permission?
Right, so I mean, beni bi ameni amo me ba she parliament ame mfoni jino ni onane Mr. JDM lewo eba jekpo ejenjo Dramani Mahama lewo eba jekpo ball Mr. Guy lewo eba jekpo fani lewo ani nke e video achon bi ameni lewo eba jekpo parliament eba ni ehihini eba bono ni Akuffo Addo'S yuetue bona fe ni ese na the way ni keji ni mo fe le dromo ni ye na mana shi on ha le so o fani lewo awo kwele bi ameni lewo eba poe parliament lewu emodo ke dinu ni ona Right, so if I bellewu if I make lewu onale eba mi if I make lewu tacholete onale so John Dramani Mahama lewu eba po eje me now Akuffo Addo'S ni e share inside there bole many talashe parliamentary leadership bomode ke Dr. Bawumia ame ngame to as is customary as is customary beni afio bona beni ncho so miss mama try na gen video ma bo beni ena majority leader ke deputy majority leader ke majority whip like bona na gen leadership sen ke Dr. Bawumia na me share inside there ame ngamo fe mo masomoni okwa na gen video uni ona no nite no. Right, so both parties leadership many Akuffo Addo'S na edunoni for amount. Yep. Right, so no ani ball tumobeni afio da na ebona minority BLA ball ke president Kuba and this happens with both with both parties bona benito with both parties ene ebada ne keji president ebani a speech the opposing party ball ame alega bakula be Dr. Bawumia egele metini no ni ete no Ghana fin eleko le nga keke ne wo Akuffo Addo'S ni ji driver ni Akuffo Addo'S ka esumone ko enye ko no minority amege well kana kan ni ebe driver mo ne driver choni ebe driver bansa wa de enche driver bansa egbe ma bi because boli ame patani bi pi ayen no boli I mean all a very nice welcome as the driver of any work with. I get driver banza ni egbe ma bi. Right. So na kanji welcome ni minority be can hale. Ona benin chon. So I mean, like I said, yeah, flyers this morning my bob with a whole lot of videos. Bona benin chon. So to mo benin Dr. Bawumia a speech ni wo fe quote say come bona. In quote say p be so nkwang me screen no keke inkani eke ka wa dwemoko ni wo ba chon ye wanya watchon ye bona benin chon. Surely I think I get before ni ma aboko ti amasumo akeshi onna ni a speech ata ni bi ni Ghana bi we bona benin chon me ni speech ni ha ama me feel like no ko ete no dogba alo me kuma le fe mi po aga me botue sha me bole aka fon la ngo bi Ameva no na Akuffo Addo'S amenu o na aka phone lang mo la aka phone lang mo no ko kura be ni abawe ni e ba chaki ametumo but majority of Ghana be na aka tumo be ni amewe before na yan speech majority of Ghana be ni eja bona be ni chon eja majority of Ghana be eja me come expect I can still if I apologize it takes some sort of responsibility more okay the good and the bad under a administration he is responsible for it. There was a part of the speech ni Ewenaka, so that I'll give him credit for. Bona Benichon, and I think I can feel genuine. No nakane genye ke shield Dr. Bawumia. Bona Benichon. To mo benin Dr. Bawumia you akele mate ni go na go midi driver boy nyeke fan teliani. She Ghana be no chaki amejomo because Dr. Bawumia legit the head of the economic management team. Akuffo Addo'S beda ni ke wakele economy ebo modern lawyer fonyo ni. Ni wole ewo moko ni Dr. Bawumia ni le economy minsane ujo ba le eno economy sane Ghana wana komoko ni le na economy dan bona beninchon no le bani problem is the Ghana na kajebeni blofo me pa wono yeli fe when it comes to the economy e ba hawo moko na chole Dr. Bawumia ni e ba solve na kan problem se fe shamon ton ele amenta oni amejele mi no le Ghana bi nke ake Dr. Bawumia be fe be na me ba fe le na ewo mji ka me futu ekpa mo samla GFA na kekpe ekpen echun ne ewo muji ona benicho so ole I think aka anima yale this way mo bona benicho anima twani bi ni Ghana bi awe after na bo speech etwe koni agbene no na ewo ni reaction say ni Ghana bi ha be all that positive makane na can quote say mabo key highlights of the speech koni ona so anyway jenshi joy news be boli clip na ni matwa mabo first one ebaje joy news o fane ani wabo oblahi na ni a interview ame ni okwake ame hu miniji no ni ame join ye speech ni Nana Akuffo Addo'S yeah o fane komo clip
He hasn't been able to meet my expectations. I was expecting more from him. Yes, as a leader, once challenges comes, we expect you to live up to expectation, right? And unfortunately, it has always been more of the complaints, allowing the factors to external shocks and all those things. But I think
excuses though.
Come up with innovative ideas and drive us out of this economic situation.
Well, my general expectations of the government has not been met. I must be very honest with you. And I don't think the NPP, the government itself, they know that they have not met expectations. Looking at the way they are trying to shield people from the perceived or the economic mess, that the way people are trying to hide or run away from it. Looking at the vice president saying his role is just an advisory and then his role is not constitutionally stipulated. If things were going on that well, I don't think they'll be making these excuses. The current state of the current affairs they have not met the expectations of Ghanaians.
Being a listening government comes with being proactive. You have to be proactive. When Ghanaians are asking for things to be done at a specific time, you do it at that time. But when you wait until when you feel like doing it, that is when you are not going to be rightly tagged as a listening government, but a government who feels like this is the time I want to do what I want to do.
To say it's on its right spot will be relative. What am I comparing it to? Am I comparing it to some 2 years ago? Am I comparing it to 4 years ago, 5 years, 6 years ago? it will depend on what I'm comparing the current state of the nation to, and then I will say it is only right. If I'm comparing it to President Akuffo Addo's first term,
right, so bottom line, no fair no ekpoto.
His first 4 years was good.
Blanche bottom line, no fair no he ona benincho. So oblind any wo bo ametuele no kokula best speech me na menuni efe no kokula ha me. Bona benincho I mean the precursor was yesterday. Bona benincho wo fair one na the way ni Ghana be a majority of them I mean like no kokula be video kokula ko ba kai moko meku emi ke leke ka Akuffo Addo yue no po na ni wono e ke sen ba foshine ka ke eye president no eteshine ya eji Ghana bi bona benincho eji Ghana bi ona ni ko obo no ni watwa na ete ona ke I mean 10 months pe ona benicho moko expect yake noko kula ba chaki moko expect yake noko kula ba twi e ba chaki kajije afo lagmo bi ekono ke wiele Ghana bi ele they are really disappointed with this government, really disappointed ona benicho, and I don't think there is anything kokula ni ba ya no ni e ba ni amejomo afemini amejomo chaki e chaki. There is another video koni nani mami ko ele ona ke jegbe jiga over the common lewe video
bra, let's call a spade government ni enye papa no ye papa ko no be oti nti be bia wuti ye so aba ma o se bra betina se na be sanya ma fama na nya mo munya mra o de oba be kum ye preku so ba no di ji wa go ne ba on o di V8 be si a o let's stop being hypocrites. Emu ayedin. Isi akwaja wale lese kwa setuso. Kwa ya setuso. Na economy aye be de na mema na ware. Bra minister suggest me adema. Do be ni mu bi onye no. Ghana fan ko Russia abansem. No really 20 years. E back to normal. Bra you come right.
So ona mami na ele ejegbe wo la emi ejegbe bola onake tawo Akuffo Addo yin po na ekwe komo monika camera me no le ona shege papa jemo camera ye no jemo camera ye ge bu emi ni no ba bu tabu ga tigeba bu sane no bo bi emi bu ona no ni ya no e Ghana ona ake no fe no fite ona ake ma mi ewa ona ake no fe no poto ona ake me ne ma me fite no fe no yin mi ni ge camera ko ba ma no e ga ma Russia ye Russia ran ni Ghana cheno aga ni bi ekpato ahun she would prefer aga ma ba Putin mo aba run ma ka Putin run the man we afi better. That is how bad ni le opinion me na ni ma efe bona benicho hina opinion como the way ni ma efe e ga me ekpato ahun le ka akin Putin ka akin Russia poni Russia ba kwa no mo no fe no ba afi okay bona benicho so you can tell majority of the people of Ghana, I mean, like I said, people don't really care. At this point, and when it comes to Akuffo Addo MPP government, people don't really care anymore. People don't really care. People cannot wait for them to get out of office. That is the bottom line. Ona benicho etomeni tumobeni papale yenye me piana me na no ka wono achake ameni me conclude ba ni wo ni na ka menwe akwa amemodembo. Surely, as with everything, the video cannot be one-sided. If I'm mami ko ele, if I'm boli, akefo langobi eko, le keno ni ya no le, Jays and Ekulai, keno ni ya no le, ele Ekulai, bena kula, bonim shishi. Ofane, anwa buletwe.
So mani mo ayedin kakra. Man obi e kase mo ayedin. Na me de to me ni de yamame. Sansa me kutanko amaya nan omunya Akuffo Addo mo bia nya free education bi nti no so nya ofi se nkra na ko na mo didie mu nya yie wo hode ya wo betimi dia na nka wo de o maduane ni bia ye den aka ho ma o sansa aban aboa ye ti eso wo se ye boa aban
bele ona le apart from free SHS ele no go do
ka me de tumi ni de ya ma eboa me
nke akafo lan mo bia ekoni be ona
oban ni do ba ye no me de aboa me
you are madam abone you president
nti me bompa ye say 2024 year wo mu Bawumia samla oba me de me pe mama te so no body akra na nya bi ntwa ye bre pansa na nya body nanso ye di body sa bepem nne 2024 body efo utimi fa body eduro 10 cities
if you magele Ghana conclude yo ne le fe magele e Ghana no ne yo Ghana conclude ni je Ghana na Akuffo Addo'S yo na lo Ghana bi fe yo ne de no e Ghana le conclude
mato adwene just any maybe bread tomatoes meko eye esa se first kra no me kai say na etimi to ntozi ebia ene me nya no 1 million no first anka me nya ne saa me da ban ne de me pem pipi aban won sa metena so maye ko yie mame me de ko yie mame.
Right, so ona Akuffo lang mo bi ekoto ebo bi ane no bona ona no ni da ne nko Akuffo lang mo sane wokpa bona mi afom awo mi ekonyone bona describe Ghana to mo le Ghana to mo benin ke le Ghana conclude mi yo bona Akuffo lang mo bi ekone Akuffo lang mo bi ekone ona mi sisi Akuffo benin mo fe mo le ko beto ele ba ke o dabi ken na NDC if you are minakpe NDC wake Ghana no ya gbe na neke mokoto mo neke na kan ake chon elami ona benin chon ake ni fake ni emono ko memi ona benin chon no na kan ni emomi ni ji free SHS no fe no aka afa Jason ona ne you amagande yo san amaleson Ghana be nya any maybe inflation drop last year 3 months ago inflation was almost like 53% just 3 months ago amount on the inflation is 20 something percent almost 25% oba o kage ona Akuffo lang mo bi ekone inflation is 25% almost oba o kage John Mahama time onyo ya amadan she bia ne ko wo amadan afen amadan cho afen ko wo 10 cities ona amale lo ni jile onum shishi ni meneme amefita eko ni Ghana ya anoi ona meneme na amemfe party over manasa na atwani ma adomoshi ona nekegbe me ona benincho and that is the kind of people ni small ni minkabofen wo ba ya no ni wo fi bona benincho that is the kind of na kan gbemene sa ni wojio you understand what I'm saying? I don't know how can mean we gan ojugba bona benincho esa ni woko ake mi aka NDC phone lamo mi NDC afom ya womi no woke NDC ba no ni mambi mpi ni no fe no yin fe be NDC no ekwe ni nakan suba ha man ayano ona benincho nakan suba man eya no aketwa man because nakan suba efiti o man edwa man ona benincho when you put your party affiliation over the people ona benincho all over your country o man eya no kokoko ona a few section of the people ameba enrich me that is what is going to happen me all she fe ba to ame ona benincho kwa na you ona there are some more videos ofane anima twamabo koni okwe video ne like I told you nitumonye benin kebo ma misumo no nu Ghana BIP fenoni mintabia ni mi so no ofane ama twa more videos ma bo no okwe
humanity be a woman I don't think say sala ni so no fire so tiazie humanity be a woman amu kira a woman okoma edi nipa eduma nipa nyanye so tiazie mo bone aye team taxes as a good also I team recently Akuffo Addo'S to me kai 2012 do so but when kai September and so I be man for voter region 4 I can't manage to be a woman one can watch I'm very disappointed.
There's a negative aspect and there's a positive, like definitely, and I can say the setbacks are a lot. Sometimes I don't blame government. I feel sometimes the hype is so much, that's what they should do. And if I was in his shoes, I would have done the same, I'm not going to pretend, but it is what it is for us. It's still a struggle, us doing business, we trying to, pull our weight, do what is right, and move on.
So what I say, sometimes the same thing for everyone didn't come be a my young school no being sweated and catching your CNTB. I was a cancer, the young Casan, do a couple for Sarah and tell the echo and tell the air. Oh, the first time I watched it, or last year, you know, Indeed, this year, I'm missing me kutia, how you're Peduma. Why you go, Juma, you're service, or Juma, and yet, yeah. Say, Kuruma had, and why name Panti Casana walk on my Yajun Quasi, your Kakuti. And the Yatian Quanqui as I know.
And it shows that just as he came there and told us that we don't vote for him, he clearly meant it. Those who thought that he was joking, what the president did yesterday is now clearing all doubt that he wasn't joking. He really doesn't care about us. And I think that
in so-called commission they set up on Ghana 200,000 akaba
I am glad
how many may or commission me choko dem book ke oko so is and if you go na
see that during the debate we are going to take strong exception to what the president has done, and we are going to insist that 5 months down the lane the much needed resettlement, compensation, the restoration of livelihoods. Only last week I was talking about institutions moving in to replace ID cards, the Ghana card, the voter ID card, the birth and deaths must come in to replace birth certificates that have been lost, passports that have been lost, health insurance cards that have been lost. So we are going to continue with the advocacy on the floor, demanding that over 40,000 Ghanaians who have been displaced by this village receive the needed attention, because at the end of the day we are all citizens. There shouldn't be discrimination. The president must be a father for all. I mean, this is a president who, even when the King of England, there's breaking news that he's going to hospital for a checkup, he issues a solidarity message. And these are your own citizens, the people who made you president, the people who you have swore an oath to serve.
Egenye phone shige hale no nyenye phone shige hale like days and the ginya nyenye fita Ghana bia president ne yo nye phone shige hale so nye bemi
a message on the state of the nation as Article 67 provides. And such a major disaster, I'm not aware of any disaster in recent times that comes anywhere close to this, and the president could not even at least just empathize with the people living in the tents. Just tell them that, look, I'm aware that you are living like refugees, like destitute in your own country. We have plans for you. We will soon be building houses for you. We will soon be compensating you. At least then we know that we have a president who is a father for all, who cares, who is not callous, who is not heartless, who is not insensitive to the plight of the people. So I'm really appalled. I'm totally disgusted about the president's blatant and reckless neglect of the plight of my constituents.
So I think I get Bebole and Chona. So these are some of the oh, to me word point out my you say. These are some of the Nibi ni Ghana be you. Where then my you say but yeah, so cowboy video to Abanake. I mean, like I said, to Beni Wananye. Ghana B were not really looking forward to the speech. They didn't really care, and people are really disappointed. I mean, many men are care now. Feel like I'm bad no way. They are really disappointed with what they heard. So, like I said, people are really fed up with this government, and you can tell from the reaction, exactly from the reaction to the speech. Any Akuffo Addo'S. Oh, but look, people are really tired of the government. People are really tired, and they don't really care anymore because me family ake no ko kla ikpakpa beni abafemini ambanyeni amefi onum shishi. Yeah, so and we quite a few highlights to Mobeni from the speech. Kono na no ne woni Ghana be I'm feeling the way ni I'm feel or to Mobeni onu eno bona benincho. So these are a few quotes bona benincho ni ejekpo speech me. Masumo ni nkang me screen there no koni what go through I'm together. Ni wakwa ke ani Ghana be the way na me feel or isake I'm feeling like alo just ga ke di Akuffo Addo'S mwa me la keke. First one nkang me je kwa meke. The city has remained stable since February 2023. The city has remained stable since February 2023. Noni money a year because February 2023 a year ago city so I'm not sure. I can see the FA really stable. So that's not true. I don't think so. Next one in my screen. Okay, government will establish 4 new universities. Once again, in the election year propaganda. If you believe this, you believe it at your own peril. They don't have money. So I'm for new universities. Miniska you know Bama universities. Miniska on I make pattern no fenu no le noko keji onani ame fenu konku ni ame liaka ba yi ame inke wo sister Roberta Ngbasande ni min ke like one feni ne one of the videos ni min ke like look all these election year projects na ame fe ko ni ke ame ba na ame ke John Dramani Mahama ye next time na ame ale trouble he because nyomo mi ame kele wo shikabe no kaji nyem fe ni bie be nyomo chino ni nyem fa ni nyem fe ni bi ni nyege fi o no president na e be bata no e ba tole e ba pin I mean pata no fe no ye for new universities kabe I mean universities abe makwe ko dan yi ka me ba ni gbe na me chakio no makwa ka mba ya me ma o me o efie na no kaya o na aga sa no my university this all 8 years na me tano me na ake sana me ma universities final year 10 more months they show na ba ko na Obama padi ba ne pa ko amale ya me da amale ya me dan. Ghana continues to give a maximum support to ECOWAS. ECOWAS ele andale a watch ke Tinubu watch ECOWAS e fall apart. I don't know akeshe ECOWAS a hold or sway ni ECOWAS a hold or before don't on beninchon one of 4 I think I want 4 countries ni amefe pretty much I mean Jame ECOWAS said maybe ECOWAS said they are doing what they want. They are military regimes now in control no friend they didn't listen to anything ECOWAS we bona so under the leadership ke Tinubu ke meni mena me yo no bia ne ECOWAS is literally falling apart bona beninchon and it's very very sad bona ECOWAS it prevent a lot of chaos ni otherwise West African continent would have been plunged in bona beninchon amontone ECOWAS is virtually falling apart and it's sad bona beninchon it is very very sad odim shishin. All pensioners have had their monthly pension increased by 15%. All pensioners have had their monthly pension increased by 15%. After Nino Ofe domestic debt exchange, no time no na abonasa no ame ni be abonasa na me buen cash in Poland ochiato no sando you ochiato enele no go kula be no chaki banje no go kula be. Last year, the pensioners, I mean, picket your Ministry of Finance because domestic debt exchange as part of the negotiations with the IMF. I mean, bonds now, I name mature. Ne amaya mishkana me ye. I can name no by force. So no chake no. We can't take the integrity of our country for granted. That is very true. You mean you don't know if you're allow Galamseyers na me ba Chinese be Nigerians, Burkinabes, Malians, Beninoans na me fe Galamsey. Alone no affected the integrity of the country. I mean fe Galamsey I make pattern no fe no here. I mean fit our forest reserves. I mean fit no fe no. Alone no ele ko eko. No ele eko. No ele foreigners no ba ne wa allow me na me by invade our country na me fe ni bi ne sa no ele affected the integrity of the country no call no echo under your watch no fe no fite no fe no fe messed up bona benincho no fe no fe messed up wa allow Chinese be na me ba pata no fe no here ame ba pata no fe no Nigerians won yeme anagome ame ba pata no fe no here Burkinabes ame ba pata no fe no here report say it's like forging come on me follow mo fe mo ba min keke na fe no na asumo onum shishi alo no ele ko eko anyways some 170,000 jobs have been created under the novel One District One Earth program by companies in operation. Some 170,000 70,000 jobs have been created under the Novel One District, One Factory program by companies in operation. Once again, if your numbers, in Lena, make a number, say, Joe. 1 DFL and Cheboli, 1D, 1 FL and private companies are made in Biomo. Not just like a government lunch and Baneba Mamo factories here, each and every district near Ghana. Asuma Malison, I make a private companies, Yafe Kome, Nim Nuchuma, which is a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but the way in Ghana be Nunakan policy, Nebala implementation, Jena can be not tele. As to 170,000 jobs, in Lele Nagaje. Bona, I'm a throw numbers out there, keke. Believe in Ake, Mufemo Keke Baye. Anyways, the 1992 Constitution is not perfect, but it has served us well. Dabi, I disagree with you. It has not served us well. Sana Chaki, 1992 Constitution. It must be changed. Bona Benincho. And that is one thing I'm looking forward to President Mahama. Beni white paper Jepo, Constitution Commission ni Atamils, ni President Mahama Bachano, ni Agbenano na afan NDCB. Bona Benincho. So mena me ba make a tune. I hope President Mahama can you fail a drum on the year, but revisit naka commission report there 1992 Constitution and what chakele. Bona Benicho, I'll leave a purpose. I can understand I want transition from a military rule to a civilian rule. So there were a whole lot of concessions. Otherwise, say, can you be an affair? I can concessions. I will me. Bona Benicho, be an civilian ruler. What practice 30 or so years now. Bona So we need the 1992 Constitution. It needs a major overhaul. A major overhaul. There are a whole lot of things here. We cannot keep it. Bona Benicho, we cannot keep it. My government is a digitalization government. Wally. Be ane Dr. Bawumia no ekafie ichone fu ke fonshi. Digitalization. President Mahama Addo'S eba wo with pampane tele digitalization. Mine jino ne potene fe Ghana bi. Onishi. Again, I will do everything in my power to ensure a free, fair, and transparent elections. You better. Because after LFA miake Ghana be bagme amenya ekoni elections and nyekechon ekoni sa bona beninchon. So everything no ba nyofe in your power le bomode no fe no fe no aya no jogba because Ghana be back pen this time around ekon efe miake kenye fe no ne sa Ghana be ba tashi ni ameba kwa nya na kan bona beninchon. Yep. I will commission Jamestown Fishing Harbour, which is 88% complete. I will commission Jamestown Fishing Harbour, which is 88% complete. Ene ichu ni asha video ya mi makwake lele 88% complete lo. Because the last time ele ni nkwele ishaku eko kula bona benincho. So waka wa fe video hopefully ni ne ba share video no. Ma wa revisit neke no kone because bole jamele nkpokpa ni. Bona makwake lele 88% complete lo. Nke kote echu introducer ni yo gan bona benincho nkela ke noni numwe yuene ebomode ne sha habo fishing habo ebomode ne sha mi ma kwa ne she so enele manyese because nkpokpa ni honishishi. Yep. Ghana is positioning itself to become a NEPA exporter in the ECOWAS region. Once again, President Mahama Addo'S no car power enya no wa America enya aka bia na won na feni ni anwa gbene wobanye wo we ko ame konklume ona sinye ba po papa na wula nye ba po la wula ona benincho bia na won na power hu agbene wobanye wo we ko bona je na kan. Anyways, 160 courts have been equipped with devices for real-time transcription, revolutionizing the way cases are transcribed in our courts. So far, 160 courts have been equipped with devices for real-time transcription, revolutionizing the way cases are transcribed in the courts. Free SHS might be labeled by detractors as a political slogan to be diminished, but it is a transformative policy that has liberated minds and transformed lives. Look, nobody is against free education. There is not a single person ni eba ke buake free education in whichever form no ba provide there, it is bad. It is how ni oba provide na can free education no g problem ni so far nya how we the way ni implement this particular policy if it no fair no was second cycle in education if it le ona benicho na ya ni focus from the basic side of our education. Ona benicho ni ke ote wa primary schools ka wa JSS schools le yinkura. Ona because our low scarfing can we free SHSM. You know Poland the way na me run ole beke bi ya ni na me you beke bi na eko na me kamo. I mean it's a mess. The way ni run the policy is a mess. So the opposition is not against the policy itself, it's against the way ni run ile. Na monto na fit Ghana second cycle institutions. She can otherwise subscribe by our basic education mi we nye pata fe yin. Ona benichun wabi in tala blocks no lo ameken kaseni wabi in ya school ya chiashish yolo ona ofite foundation oto satin ni shishi lo ofite le eba kumeshweshi na ka education ye twa bona so free SHSL next government baba sani akwana akwe onim shishi sani akwana akwe bona. I am proud that the MPP government under my leadership has been able to bring this transformative policy into our education system. Once again, talking about the free SHSN. No, it is transformative, mo. It is transformative. But the way you tell eja na monto ne nyek pattern second cycle institution nyek pattern here. It needs a revamp. It needs a complete overhaul. It needs a total review. So na chakefe na fail ojoba. Kumasi Airport now Nana Ajima Prempeh the first international airport. Bona once again President Mahama Addo'S Ashanti region bi nyeka ni nyen pa no yi. Mene ke amamoni bi ke ba ye name President Mahama Addo'S ba ne ba gbele na ne name. Bona mshishi no NDC bi enye oje Kotoka International Airport moni aka wole mo efe kuwe. Nyonka nyeba nyonye chakia nyenye ba wole Kintakita Yua the first airport gama shikpo no eyo kaja me wa me no Nana Ajima Prempeh the first international airport won no ni yo gan nyeji akotoka wanyemi aigbenyo ni game wo ka aigbe me ekumi wo ka me ekumi wo ni no ji ame bona shikotoka le fe ku e ba fe bona benicho ne ku ese na mo ba ye ha Ghana le kometo e ku ne ba fe se na mo ba ye so egbe la sana ji ona benicho no kenye ji NDC ke president Mahama nyo kenye ke wo Kintakita Yua the first ba ngon na wa de nche bona benicho Kintakita Yua alo nu wa ikuji alo je na nyeka wa meni me ba jegan shishi nye ta wa gbe ko manchema agbe ko ni nyeka wa Kotoka International Airport won worship mon no ema wa sa won ona bi nchon ma call na kan. Anyways, so these are some of the key points bona bi nchon ni tell now get another slide in me ni eno ya bo city news bi am face some of the key points bona bi nchon am ofane Anima Kanimabo. Number one, again, Ghana remains safe despite political turmoil in other parts of West Africa. Ghana is relatively safe, but I mean, as to how, as to whether Obama will continue, can you run woman? That is a question for all of us to answer. President Akuffo Addo'S accepts responsibility for all of his government successes and failures. Once again, a town issued Dr. Bawumia, but this is not going to wash. Performance tracker to allow Ghanaians to check the status of government projects. So I make create website. Nike oteno ke government jeno ko shishie obanyo ya no kwe ke ko na no ni government fi o ka amanoko ya iko alo afi any kind of project ko obana eno ya so no ji government services website. Alternative funding secured for La hospital project expected to be completed in 28 months. So, Kenya ba akaye ni Honorable Ajima Menu, former Minister for Health, ba ekewa ke abaje shishi no ke by June July agbena Kenya ba akaye be na kan the budget last year. Now, oferiata le une UL the same thing na kan the budget that na UL we ke abaje anashika sha agbena no before election say agbena Akuffo Addo'S ekewa ke 28 months. Bon aga mene mama lelo eji ame. Over no no call we call 10 videos am here. In your videos say about La General Hospital, but no fair me. Beni Honorable former Minister for Health, Honorable Ajimai Menu, Beni Kake by June July no agbena Amaleni Kenoforiata lewe ke o abagbena before election say lewo Amaleni amount on Akuffo Addo'S abagbena in 28 months. So ona Amalelo eji ame. Ame fe ame male ke the president e no fe wala General Hospital ame male. Government the conclude baba ni ebe ba ma eyawo. New presidential policy on football to be unveiled by Black Stars and the 5.8 billion paid to bond holders na IMF shika ba menke bo domestic debt exchange bond say kome amepe ekome. Kenoforiata's removal won't affect IMF terms. Of course he will not. Or the position ni Edafi Minister for Finance. So enele eje no koni ona beninchon ebagbamana. Now there is another quote to we have done more in these 7 years than any of the 8 years under the National Democratic Congress. So Akuffo Addo'S 8 years she nyoni NDC by year I'm 7 years ne I'm bomodem fe NDC be fe Akuffo Addo'S. The guy is a joke. Man, I mean, so a guy I'm bomode fe NDC be a time fe na I'm 7 years now I'm bomode. I mean, funny, they really are funny. Right, so that's about it. These are some of the notable quotes from Tacholete President Akuffo Addo'S a speech. These are some of the notable quotes. A speech. So, Boli, right? So, Nene, me fan Taboli, minority leader, Honorable Akuffo Addo'S. Bona Benincho, ba Jelena. Bona mention some of the things ni expect to akeshwe about raising a raise. Bona Benincho, can be come. I mean, just the way any minority I may feel about the whole thing. Oh, fine. Anima tryna get video in habo real quick. Go to it.
The unemployment situation in our country is at a critical point. Yet, we did not hear a word from our president on this matter. Mr. Speaker, out of 33 million population, only 11.3 million are employed. This number includes peasant farmers. Mr. Speaker, the difference between the 33 million and 11.3 million is what I call ninja. No income, no jobs, no assets.
Honorable members, whether you are a front bencher or a back bencher, I see you. Minority leader, you may continue.
Mr. Speaker, this means that 2 out of every 3 Ghanaians is unemployed. Mr. Speaker, 30% of our youth are jobless. And about 4.5 million Ghanaians plus, employable Ghanaians plus, are outside the labor force. So, Speaker, this simply means that this number have simply given up on their search for jobs because of years of frustration and disappointment. Mr. Speaker, the state of our nation is hopeless. No wonder that an ordinary Ghanaian, including professionals, are leaving our shores in droves, in search for greener pastures. Mr. Speaker, finally, Mr. Speaker, I am scandalized. I am shocked to the marrow to have noticed that our president, following the recent ministerial reshuffle, has increased the size of his government. Mr. Speaker, today we have a Minister of Finance domestic and a Minister of Finance international.
Honorable members.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members.
Mr. Speaker, $1 today is 13 cedis. During the time of President Mahama, $1, 3 cedis, 80 pesos. Mr. Speaker, a vote for Alhaji Bawumia is a vote for President Akuffo Addo'S third term. Mr. Speaker, to conclude on this matter, Ghanaians voted for Vice President and are paying for the Vice President to support you to succeed. Mr. Speaker, you cannot fail, if the President cannot fail alone. The President will have to fail together with the Vice President. So, Mr. President, you have failed with your Vice President. Mr. Speaker, I conclude by saying that Ghanaians will not miss President Akuffo Addo and Alhaji Bawumia. We know you are going. We can only wish you bye-bye. We can only wish you bye-bye. But you will never be missed. Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Right, so Honorable Addo'S in this is just an excerpt of a speech. A speech, and if you're ball, he said you touch on a whole lot of things, but this is just a few of the things. I mean, I think it's a broader reflection of noni I'm a minority born can only Ghana be fair, not just the minority, but only Ghana be fair. I think captures pretty much some of the expectations born ni Ghana be expect or shwe e bajepo a speech ni AJ ko born ni be ni a touch on. I don't think they are bad. There are things that Sanishko president touch on. Born but these get a touch on they will not necessarily put a government in the sort of light ni a tower ni a put born so it will be better off not mentioning them. Born mention so there you have it. That's just about it for many. I'm a shibu small name bobo so many only headlines say phone but I think we've done a lot of reading and a lot of quotations. Most of the headlines was about speech anyways so they're wearing a lot of them I'm a carry anything different. Majority of them were about speech and hangman. So this is what went on. A lot of Ghanaians didn't really like Noni Amenu. Nana Akuffo Addo bafe no efe no kokla beni ameba chaki bona beninchon. So that's about it. Bona beninchon. Like I said, ameba kpata no fe no yen sana bomode na fe mini na chaki ame ona beninchon. Abusana bomode ni achake ame bona beninchon. So kokwa mi kebata bia ne o iradon ball still bodo ye mi fio hami onu so vim be mi choba iye ba wa mi bona beninchon for God and country no fe no ba fe fine bona beninchon iye che mi fio ko chon mo gbete ba mi so o fa ne keke mi ko na me sound a little bit nasal bona beninchon I'm sure you can hear I'm sounding a little bit nasal because it feel all that good, but it is what it is. But for God and country, we'll continue to be here and giving you noni yano ya Ghana. So boli oira don ake ofebe no kwem ingbeji ni tete obobiashon aka Mr. Independent o find no oira don tra no manye jino afo no bomode ni o subscribe. Bye bye.
Yeah baba, it's neat. Them say you want to chop my